Newcastle 0, Man City 2. It seems like a very straightforward victory on paper, but it wasn't that at all, was it?
Far from that, Newcastle came into the game with, a lot of confidence, knowing that they could match Newcastle. And, they had, the better chances, some might say, from minute one all the way to the last dying moments when the cross comes in and they were unable to just put it to bed. But to be honest, City knew what they were doing. We heard from Bernardo Silva, and it was just about keeping calm, knowing that the opportunities would come. And they did that, and they had the experience to get the win over the line, and have a good advantage going into the second leg.
Experience is the big word for me. I know Newcastle are the current holders, but players like Bernardo Silva, he's done this 4 times. He knows all about get a nice result away from home, take it back to the Etihad. This is the perfect example of what Man City would have wanted to do.
Yeah, one thing that really stood out when he was talking is just how calm he was about the whole situation. He was talking about the fact that every little throw-in that they get, the crowd will go and they know what to expect. They've been there before, experienced bunch, and, to be able to just get the win and to just know that collectively they've got the experience to just stop the noise and stop the momentum was vital for them in the end.
Newcastle injury problems might have got a bit worse. We saw Murphy go off holding his hamstring. He was electric when he was on, and I think it made it as good as Harvey Barnes is when he come on. It made an impact, didn't it?
Yeah, do you know what? He was the perfect outlet for them in that first half. And when he went off, it's not that Newcastle, were weakened, but they lost that outlet because him and Harvey Barnes are totally different players, and hopefully it's not too bad. The fact that he can put a little bit of weight on it says that it probably isn't as bad as some might fear. But him going off was definitely a massive game changer in terms of the outlet that Newcastle had.
We spoke about the substitute benches before the game. Man City brought on Cherki, Reina Nouri, and they both combined for the second goal. I mean, the quality and depth there is unbelievable. I know they've got a few players out injured, but going forward, Man City is a scary team.
So this is what we were talking about in terms of the depth that they had. If they could get to the latter stages of the game and either be in front or be drawing, they've got the players that can come off the bench and actually make a difference. We've spoken about the players that started, like the Semenyo, but to have a Cherki come off and just calm things down, but then when needed, inject that speed into the game and, get the second goal, which could be deadly going into the second leg.
Semenyo got another goal. He looks very much at home. You wouldn't think he just signed. He looks like he's been playing here for a long time. Him and Doku linking up for the goal. I mean, that's scary hours for defenders.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes about the quality of him, that he can come in and just feel right at home. Again, Bernardo Silva was talking about just how much of a good player he is. They knew what to expect. So for him to come and deliver the same things, Pep, you can see he's just going to absolutely love him because he's already doing the things that Pep demands of him, and he's only been here less than a week maybe. So, scary, him and Doku linking up, which is what they want to see. So moving forward, hopefully for Man City, they get more of that.
We've got a couple of weeks now until the return leg. What do Newcastle need to do to overturn this deficit?
I think they just need to be more clinical in the final third. Creating wasn't the issue today because we saw that they created chances. I think it's just knowing that they can create those chances, and if they can get an early goal in the second leg, then who knows? But then there's always the chance that City, will then go on and score a goal. So trying to not concede is a task in itself. But if they go get an early goal in the second leg and just keep City within touching distance, they could make a comeback.
Man City 2-0 up, 1 foot in the final, I'll say. A tiptoe in the final. Who do you think they'll want from the other side?
The thing with City have been there, done it. I don't think they would really mind. But I would think they'll be keen to avoid Arsenal. I think this trophy is one that Pep, and City, they've won 4 times in a row a couple of years ago. It's been a while since they won it. But I think knowing that, if Arsenal win it, it kind of gives them the edge to then go and, have that belief to then go and deliver. I think they would want to just avoid that.
Obviously, this is the trophy that ignited Pep's trophy-laden years at Man City. I think you're right. I think if he can be the man to stop Arteta and not let them get the ignition, start that flame, I think that will be just as big as collecting the first trophy of the season.
Yeah, it's mind games, man. It's at this point, it's mind games. It's not just about winning a trophy, but it's also scoring a hammer blow on their rivals for the league. To just know that, look, you might be favourites right now or in a good position, but understand that we are still here and we are still winning the trophies. And it might just put a dampener on Arsenal's confidence in terms of winning trophies and being able to actually get it over the line.
Right, Man City 2-0 winners here at St James's Park. Chelsea take on Arsenal in the other semi-final, and you can watch that live on SportyTV.
If you try to show love for everybody,